like little cowardly babies if they unironically read this and go, oh my God. And they do. They do. Any mention of the humanity of Palestinians should be treated with the utmost contempt. Because obviously, when you mention the humanity of Palestinians and their struggle and talk about liberating and ending the occupation and liberating these people, these humans, supposedly, allegedly, you are being an anti-Semitic person. You are being an anti-Semite. That's the fucking TLDR of this article, amongst many others. Okay. Also, your take isn't really that hot. My hyper-Zionist mom straight the fuck up said that increases in anti-Semitism further legitimizes Israel. It's essentially the perpetual cycle of fascist fear. She wants me to go to Israel because of anti-Semitism when all I want is to be happy in the US. Shit sucks, homie. Anyway, I mean, dude, you're fine. Like, listen. Anti-Semitism is a problem. It is certainly a problem, and it's a growing issue in America, okay? But, like, if you're a Jewish person living in America, like, you're in a good situation. Don't worry. Okay, like it's not like an ever-present threat that's going to rip you from your home and murder you. Okay, I'll say the same thing about Muslims too. Muslims already know that Islamophobia is routine and normalized in a way that anti-Semitism is not, right? Like, there's never been a fucking ban on all Jews coming into the United States, but there has been a ban on Muslims coming in from Muslim countries. So, you know, it's not, even in that circumstance, though, most Muslims recognize that they are probably in a better situation here than they would be if they were fucking back home and getting bombed by American gunners and laser-guided missiles. I haven't watched the new thing yet, the new Channel 5 video yet. So what I think is, like, I mean, I don't know, there is something like there is I think a lot of the legitimate fear that people feel straight up stems from accounts like the one that we were looking at yesterday, where they're just like, you should be fearful when you see Free Palestine because that means that they want to kill Jews. Like, that's crazy. You're breeding hostility, and you're unironically saying, like, a liberation movement should fucking terrify you. A movement that recognizes the humanity of those who have been oppressed in under the Israeli colonialist rule. That movement should terrify you. That means that they're gonna fucking murder you. Like, that is psychotic. That is a psychotic thing to fucking say. And we should remind ourselves that it is not dissimilar. It is no different than white people constantly trying to terrify other white people about Black Lives Matter. Being like, black people are gonna come to your neighborhoods and fucking rape you and kill you and burn your buildings down because they're saying Black Lives Matter. Okay, we're not doing okay in America. Feels weird, man. I mean, dude, I'm sorry, but if you fucking see the words free parking and think it's Free Palestine and you shudder in your boots as though some fucking random roving gang of random Free Palestine supporters are gonna come find you as a Jewish person, rip you out of your home and beat the shit out of you, like, that's a little... That demonstrates that you have been terrified into this position by someone. Like, what the fuck? How do we stop with the not all Gentiles take that many people use as a response to recent anti-Semitism and actually protect Jews who have nothing to do with the horrors Israel subjects Palestinians to? I mean, the only thing you could do is protect their own. Like, protect their fucking communities. Like, I don't know what else to say. Educate people when they say anti-Semitic shit. That's it. What else can I say about this? Gentile, sorry, not genteel. Thank you for seeing the truth and how much I support Israel and stand against the left's support for Hamas terrorists. Look, you moron, nobody supported Israel in the recent conflict with Hamas more than Marjorie Taylor Greene. Her analogy may not have been perfect, but you seriously need to get a grip, you feckless cunt. Pelosi is the villain here. Oh my God. A Simple Patriot said this about Kevin McCarthy. Nice, brother. He's in a simple. I love it, dude. Gentiles wilding out, dude. We got some fucking wild goy infighting here. Christian Zionists eating their own here. I don't give a fuck that she said there's Jew space lasers. That might be true, brother. She might be speaking truth to power. You don't know. You don't know if they got them Jew space lasers that did the fire in California. But she's supporting Israel. Shut the fuck up. Something weird is going on in PragerU. The PragerU guy and Ben Shapiro. Why did they do this? The thing is, where were these people when Muslims were attacked, killed, raped, and fired from their jobs after 9/11? I don't remember anyone from my community or any of these celebrities and figures condemning these attacks. I mean, that's not even true. There were condemnations. But ultimately, like, Islamophobia was the norm, and it still is. It just is. But it shouldn't deter you from being better than others, especially if you've been subjected to Islamophobia as a Muslim person. Like, you know better. And that's why you should never do that to others. You should never do that to others across the board. It's honestly sad how my self-proclaimed liberal Jewish family has unconditional support for Israel. My mom told me that if Palestinians don't accept Israel, they shouldn't have water or electricity. Yeah, that's like, it's normalized to have like look, when the occupation, when the colonial project and the occupation is completely fucking normalized, you're gonna have people who consider themselves to be liberal otherwise or progressive otherwise saying shit that actual Nazis would say. If you consistently find yourself saying, what about this? What about that? Maybe you're just engaging in whataboutism and don't want to fucking recognize or even talk about the issue at hand. And that's precisely what's going on.
Does this mean that there's no shortage of medicines, food supplies, or running water now?
During the 11 days of war, we did not run out of food, water, and supplies. We would have if Kerem Shalom and the border would have stayed closed. The border is open now since yesterday, and goods, supplies are coming back in. So from my point of view, there is no acute or serious shortage of medical supplies, food or water, as long as this now starts or continues to come in.
Israeli officials claim that the IDF bombardments were very precise. What's your impression regarding this?
I'm not a military expert, but I would not dispute that. I also have the impression that there is a huge sophistication in the way the Israeli military struck over the last 11 days. So that's not my issue. My issue is another one. I've had many colleagues describe to me that they feel that in comparison to the 2014 war, this time the strikes felt much more vicious in terms of their impact. So yes, they didn't hit, with some exceptions, civilian targets, but the viciousness, ferocity of the strikes was heavily felt.
Don't we have any uplifting news today? Eventually, we'll get to it. This was pretty funny. When you want to write about redistricting, but your editor says no one will click on it, so you write SoCal Pop Phenom. Olivia Rodrigo's home congressional district could be reshaped in post-2020 census reappointment. Olivia Rodrigo's home in Southern California could be reshaped after the 2020 census. The 18-year-old singer and actress just released her debut album, Sour, to massive critical acclaim. Both Los Angeles County and Riverside County, where Rodrigo is from, will see district shifted. It's like, it even fucking draws a line from one of the songs. The next time Olivia Rodrigo drives through the suburbs, it could be in a different congressional district. I love this article, dude. It's so funny. It's like SpawnCon, yeah. What? The brilliant Palestine breakdown by Low-Key?
Israel has the right to self-defense. It's like saying Captain Cook when he planted the British flag in the Aboriginal nations of what would later become Australia was somehow self-defense.
Double Down News is great. I've shown you some of their videos before on this broadcast where they had like a lot of awesome lefty Jewish thinkers condemn the ridiculous propaganda from the reactionary news media about how Corbyn was anti-Semitic. Very good.
Britain. We are not living in a situation where Israel can be defined.
Hold on. I'm like a little worried though. They might have some fucking blood here. I gotta go through it slowly but surely, boys. I'm sorry.